everybody. Sophia Soda with the Nerds of Color. First of all, incredible movie. I can't wait to see the rest. And thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you, Sophia. That's very kind of you to say that. If you mean it, I'm the happiest guy in the world.
Oh, I mean it. Oh, can't even tell you what that experience was like watching. I'm so excited to
Fantastic.
see everything else. And so, with what we left off with chapter one, I have to ask you about spoilers. So, we are going to hold this interview until then, and you are free to discuss whatever you want. I'm
I don't
curious.
believe you.
I got you. Don't worry. I can choose for myself. And I know fans are going to want answers, so I want to try to get them what I can. How did you decide where to end each chapter, and where can fans, expect to be left off when it comes to the final film? Because I can't wait to see the rest of the story unfold.
Well, the whole premise of this 4.5 hour epic reimagining of the Stranger's story was the idea was that we take the original movie, the premise of young couple in a house that it's getting home invaded, and we see this completely senseless, horrible attack unfold, and we say, what if one of them survives? What would happen the next day? So that's basically the premise. The first movie takes us to that point of what's going to happen next day. And then the next movie starts from there. So instead of the usual structure of sequels come some years later and different characters, different stories, different locations, the whole three movies take place in the same town, not say in the same house, but in the same town. And in the second movie, you can just expect us to expand the world, still keeping it claustrophobic, still keeping it very real. But now it's this young woman trying to basically survive and get out of Dodge. And then that doesn't go so well. And then the second movie ends when she really has to make some hard decisions of it's fight or flight, basically like in nature, say about animal kingdom, is like, are you going to fight for your life or are you going to just run? And we'll get some answers to that in the third movie.
Oh, what a good preview. I can't wait. And, obviously, since you are expanding on it, there were some changes that had to be made. I'm curious, was there a specific change in chapter one compared to the story of the original film that you felt like was the most challenging to get just perfect?
Well, the biggest change is, of course, that because this is an ongoing saga, we had to, instead of just having a house, we had to establish a town. And we wanted to have a town that would feel like just a small town in America where any one of us have been or could be, and to establish the people in the town that are totally realistic, but at the same time, as we could feel in any situation, we go to 7-Eleven or we go wherever, you squint your eyes and you start looking at the people, even in just a regular diner, and you could start imagining, like, okay, is that person looking at me in a funny way? Could that person actually be a serial killer? So that was the challenge and also the opportunity to make this world bigger and still keep that feeling of claustrophobia and reality.
Thank you so much for your time. I have a million more questions, but we'll have to hold them till chapter two and chapter
Next
three.
one.
I hope to speak with you again super soon. Thank you again for your
Absolutely.
time.
Thanks a lot.
Activists, directors, comments and the lectures, fanboys, professional artists and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life.